Hello, my name is Ashley Collins, and welcome to my Pecha Kucha presentation for Full Sail University and the Public Relations Master's Program. This presentation includes an overview of my capstone project for the Hope for Youth organization, as well as a brief summary of primary research findings that helped shape my PR campaign. My campaign client, Hope for Youth, is a nonprofit organization that helps at-risk youth with multiple opportunities they offer to help them succeed in life. The organization resides in Houston, Texas, and has grown in the 25 years of being established with volunteers and youth. Sadly, this is the current state my hometown, Houston, Texas is in. Many foster homes and living centers are overwhelmed with youth ranging from ages 12 to 19 years old. Others that are not able to live in the centers or homes are forced to live on the street with makeshift houses and many unstable living environments. In noticing this epidemic sweeping the Houston area, the Hope for Youth organization was created to keep the transitioning youth connected and accountable when experiencing life's hardships. In creating this connection, the high crime turnout of the youth dramatically decreased throughout the years. Hope for Youth's functions currently resides at the City of Refuge Church, not too far from the Star of Hope Transitional Living Centers, where some of the youth stay. The City of Refuge embraced the idea Hope for Youth had in keeping the youth spiritually and mentally connected in life so they can be successful and encounter a positive lifestyle outside of their circumstances. Many of the Friday Night Live events have taken place at Second Baptist Church that I personally attended as a volunteer. The youth likes this event the most because of the games, food, and fellowship with one another after a long week of school and work. Many volunteers reach out to the youth and pick them up from school or home, or they are picked up from the Hope for Youth van. The volunteers and donors are the main priority in keeping the Hope for Youth organization together because they are what makes the organization function properly. Because the budget of the organization is based on donations, Hope for Youth can only afford to compensate 2 full-time staff members and 1 part-time. With all the work Hope for Youth entails, volunteers are definitely needed to help get things done accordingly. This is Marcus Allen, Program Director of Hope for Youth. He started out working in the juvenile systems and was approached by the previous program director about applying for the job. When hired, Marcus began to quickly create new and easy ways to reach the at-risk youth with many programs that will be to the youth's detriment if used in the right way. He kept biblical principles in the forefront, along with making fun ways to help the kids stay involved. This is Mariah Hollander, Volunteer and Donor Relations Manager. I had the ultimate pleasure of working with her during the campaign and experienced great things behind the scenes. The need for more volunteers and donors were highly stressed during the campaign. With that in mind, I created a few questions for the youth and volunteers to help generate ways to increase volunteer and donor interaction via social media. These were the results I received from the questionnaires, along with extensive research to confirm the results. Teen media use has increased tremendously, with 45% daily use, averaging almost 2 hours between girls and boys. When it comes down to the volunteer side, they were mostly concerned about the teens staying committed to programs, the lack of younger volunteers that are relatable to the kids, and lastly, the lack of technology teens may not have based on their living environment. The volunteers interviewed were majority female, educated, and with children. Next, I created a social media timeline, as I would create engaging and interactive content on the Hope for Youth social media pages to keep the current donors and volunteers informed. Some of the youth attending the Hope for Youth programs were also connected, which was a great way of keeping them committed. My ultimate strategy as Hope for Youth social media manager during the campaign was to create engaging content by posting interactive questionnaires, daily meme posts, pictures, and videos with updates to keep everyone connected. Facebook and Twitter were the only social media outlets used during the campaign because both had the most followings and current content posts. Hope for Youth offered multiple programs that fit every individual youth. They also make it a point to have group sessions throughout the specific program to dial in and talk about current issues and topics teens face today. The mentorship is considered to be the most valuable within Hope for Youth because volunteers must go through training with all the other programs before they are eligible to become a mentor. Mentors are allowed to meet with the youth one-on-one, pick them up for events, and be an accountability throughout the course of their commitment. Friday Night Live events are the most popular with the most attendance. Special guests, rappers, and entertainers come out to encourage and motivate the youth to strive for greatness. Additionally, the summer programs also have the biggest turnout of youth as well as volunteers. While committing to managing the social media outlets at the end of August, my goal was to increase the overall engagement by 30%. The beginning of the campaign, the engagement of Facebook, according to Facebook Insight, was at negative 56.1%, which is not good for the Hope for Youth program. Considering the drop from the previous week and the current week, more posts and interaction was needed to stay afloat in the goal. By the end of December, I made note of the holidays and breaks that could decrease the interaction and engagement. The page visit percentage increased to 25%, along with the total of page likes at 0.5%. The amount of the total reach and people engaged was not bad considering the holiday time, but of course could have been a lot higher than intended. Overall, the engagement and interaction level remained consistent but incurred many fluctuations of increases and decreases throughout the campaign. The percentage increase overall was about 10 to 15% of the projected 30% goal. Even though the social media goal was not fully met, 12 more donors and 20 volunteers joined the organization, as well as a 50% increase in donations for fundraisers. 25 more youth have joined Hope for Youth, and the graduation rate of those that have attended for the past 4 years are enrolled in college or working full-time. In the last year, Hope for Youth has experienced a growth rate in all needed aspects of what makes the organization. With a consistent drive and motivation behind Hope for Youth, this organization will continue to exceed their own expectations and keep changing the lives of youth throughout the process.